All right, there it is.
Yeah,
We're
it's
live,
done.
Gregory.
Or starting, I guess.
We're started. We have started. How's your day going? Let's start with that.
That's good. It's good. Uh,
Good deal.
Getting some good stuff done, some
Nice.
interesting stuff done, and some not interesting stuff done all in one.
Killer. Well, I guess we'll wait for some people to file in, but maybe while we're waiting, can we show off the npm burst stuff you've shown a bit?
Yeah.
Let me throw this up because uh, hey, there we go. Maybe get this a little bit bigger. I think this was us defaulting to the NX.
It
Yeah,
defaults to the NX package, yeah. Might as well show our biases.
yeah. So we can kind of zoom in on each one of these and yeah, just see this is interesting data because this
Mm-hmm.
lets us see just uh, how quick people are to adopt new versions. This
Or how slow
is
in some cases.
yeah, that's true. Uh, so this is you're just doing a live call to the npm API, right? There's
Yeah,
nothing.
this hits npm directly. There's no caching or anything like that.
Hmm.
Deployment wise, it's just a static page on GitHub Pages, so it's not running with like a server in the background or a Redis cache or
Yeah.
anything like that.
How long? How this is last week? Okay, so this is
Yeah,
just
and that's all they store for this data. There is no way to get historical data by version.
yeah.
They actually don't store it on their side.
Gotcha. So, well, I guess we get what we get. We go
Yeah,
pitch a fit, but that's
exactly.
what I tell my kids at least. So we can check out any package as long as it matches. So this is React now, so we can see. I mean, they're like roughly a third on 16, 17, and 18, right?
Yeah,
So
roughly a third. It's always interesting at the major version splits because that's where you have breaking changes and that's where some people can be slower to move, or
yeah,
areas that haven't updated, so you can't update personally. I mean, there's all kinds of reasons to not update, and we see that a lot.
yeah. What's your GitHub name? Is it
Agent
Ender?
Ender.
Agent Ender. I always forget if it's Agent Ender or Ender Agent, but
Yeah, there would be Agent Ender too, but it was taken.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
there's some.
is it sometimes Agent Ender and other times Ender Agent?
It's always Agent Ender, but Twitter is backwards because it was taken.
What?
Yeah, there's
Okay,
some
I thought I
history
was
for
just
you.
getting confused all the time when I was trying to find you because I was like,
No,
it's not Ender Agent, it's Agent Ender, but it is Agent Ender on GitHub, but it's
yeah,
Ender Agent on Twitter. Okay,
yeah, no. That's a little bit of my fault and a little bit of some inactive Twitter accounts' fault.
yeah. Well, cool. Let's throw that in the chat if people want to see. Actually, probably more people would be interested in just the actual live site, so we'll
Yeah,
throw
and there's
that
a
in
link
there
to the
too.
GitHub at the top of the site
Oh, cool.
in the top right corner. So
Yeah. Oh, neat. I didn't notice that. But yeah,
it's
we've
new.
got we've got a table coming in here. Maybe in a little bit. We'll see. Maybe someone was spending last night working on that. That's someone being me. But yeah, that would be cool once we get some of that stuff in. But let's go to let's switch gears. Let's head up to talk about .net a little bit.
Yeah,
So, in addition to creating cool burst charts, you also enjoy .NET, I hear. Yes?
yeah. So before joining NX, my background was an Angular and .NET developer, working on both the front end and back end.
Hmm.
So before I sent in my application to join, one of the first things I worked on was getting .NET working well with NX.
Mm-hmm.
I believe my previous company is still using it. So it works pretty well. We've seen some pretty good download adoption numbers. Typically, it fluctuates between about 13,000 and 15,000 for the weekly downloads for the plugin.
Yeah. That's so Agent Ender.
It's in its
Where
own
is it
org if you're
under?
looking for
Oh,
it.
it is.
It's yeah,
Okay, what's the
nx.net
org?
slash nx.net.
.net. Okay, there you go. Got it.
Yeah.
nx.net.
Yeah, we have
13
a decent number
contributors.
of contributors, about 2 or 3 that are repeat contributors, but there's
Very
been
cool.
some community involvement. And that's always nice. It helps a lot.
Nice. Oh, cool to see Lars on there.
Yeah, Lars Teen.
Teen's been on the show before, talking about Spring. He's a cool guy. Ben Callie is a Callahan. Okay.
Yeah, I
I
think
know
it's
his
Callahan.
dad a little bit.
Yeah.
He's cool.
I talked with both of them at last year's NGConf.
Oh,
Ben
very
is probably the second biggest contributor to the plugin after me. So.
Oh, very nice. Well, shout out to Ben. That's awesome. Cool to see familiar faces around here. But
Yeah, I need to
let's
spruce up
see.
the README for this more.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know how much people actually read that stuff, but yeah.
Yeah. We have a
we've
doc
got
site too.
Yeah. Where's the doc site? Is it listed?
It's nx-dotnet.com.
All right. nx.net.com.
Yeah, I hate it. Regular
Hey,
nx.net.
this is more
was taken.
professional than I would have expected. Is this ChatGPT making you?
No, this is Docusaurus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Neat.
So nx.net core is the main plugin that's hosted here. You can click in on it. And yeah, this is our docs.
This is where we'll do these steps, I guess, when we go into our live coding piece once we get started here. We still got a few minutes, so we're gonna let more people file in before we get into the meat of it. But yeah, I guess this is getting stuff started. I am now more interested though, while we're waiting to get into the core. What are these two? nx-doc and nx GitHub pages? Is that what this is? What are they?
nx-doc, it generates documentations for your NX plugin.
Hang on, I clicked on the other one. nx-doc. Okay,
yeah,
I'm in it.
You're in it. It's a generator.
Okay.
It's called generate docs. It crawls your repo and it pulls out docs for your NX plugin based on the schema JSON files.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. It's what made the generator documentation for the site, right? So.
Oh, okay, neat.
NX GitHub Pages takes a static site that's hosted in an NX repo and deploys it to GitHub Pages.
Oh, neat. So this is just an executor then to deploy.
Yeah.
Cool.
You give it the remote, what directory you're deploying.
Wait, is nx.net.com, is that a GitHub page?
Yeah. Yeah, it's all GitHub Pages.
Oh, neat.
It's free.
I've never messed with that stuff too much, but yeah, I know you could do that, right?
It's free. It's super easy. It's super easy.
Yeah. So looking at this, is there another project here in nx.net for your pages?
No, it's on the GitHub Pages branch.
Oh, okay. It's a different branch inside of here.
Yeah, GitHub Pages. If you push something to it's gh-pages. Sorry.
Okay. GH pages.
Yeah. If you push a static site up to this branch, it deploys.
Oh, okay.
And that's it. It's super easy.
Is GitHub? Oh, yours in here too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to look into this stuff more. GitHub Pages are the best. Been hosting my blog for over 10 years for free. Nice. That's really cool. So is it just
straightforward?
Is this branch name by convention? This is just how you do it?
Yeah, it's just a magic branch name.
Didn't know that. Okay, but that's cool. So
you can tell it to do a subdirectory instead of just the root, but like all of my deployments just force push one commit to that branch.
So are you just like forwarding www.nx.net.com to whatever this is?
And you can do it for free with GitHub Pages. You just set up an A-name record, if I remember correctly. It's been a little bit.
I see.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's a piece of the stack I don't go into much, but still cool.
Yeah, it's super cool when you don't have to think about it often. And
yeah, that's nice. And so you have, then I'm guessing if we look at actions, you have like some way of automatically deploying. Yeah, that looks like it.
Yeah, that's built into GitHub. That's not one in the repo. You can't find that action or file.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you push to GitHub Pages, the branch, it queues an action on this job.
Oh, neat.
Like I said, I don't do that. That's not one from me.
Yeah. Well,
all the others
too hard to do. That's what I was thinking. Is like, okay, this is like a 2-line, or not a 2-line, but like pretty trivial action file. But
yeah, it's a 0-line action file, right?
Yeah, it's a no file action file. Even better. All right. Well, we hit time. So let's pop off the stack here a bit. We're going back to nx.net, not the
Yeah.
GitHub pages, but the actual plugin. Because today we want to do we want to live code an API. Sounds like if things go well, we're trying to do some type generation here as well.
Yeah.
So we'll generate TypeScript types based off of our C# code, right?
Yeah.
So I'm psyched for this. Let's start, but maybe by showing off the current state of our repo. Let me clear some of this stuff out. I got a lot of crud in here. NX console open on the left hand side, but let's just look at the files directory of our app first, because right now we've been kind of building up on this repo over the last couple months, I guess, with all of our lives going on. But we've got it to a point now where we can run like nx run many dash dash targets equals, and we'll say like serve the to-do app, which is like our front end API, or not our front end API, our front end web app written in React. And then we have like a set of choices that we're continually building on for what we want in our backend. So I think API is just going to be our express. And then we can do, oh, this actually needs to be projects.
Yep.
Yeah, my bad. Projects, targets equals serve. And then this will go out and run those two things. And see our web app is here on 4200, APIs on 3000. We'll need to remember that port number when we do our nx.net port. But coming over here then, localhost 4200, I'll hit a refresh, and we can kind of add things to our little to-do list here, cross them off, turn them off. This is all going full stack, if you can see. Maybe I can make my dev tools a little bit bigger. But there's requests going back and forth here for all the different operations that we can do. So it's persisted on the server. I guess we're still in server-side memory. It's not like we're persisting this to a database yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was this was running it with Express. We can cancel out of that, and we can just change this up so that instead of API, we can also use our Deno API that we did with Caleb and Chow. And there we go. Let's refresh over here. So still same behavior. Add a new test, but now it's going to our Deno API. So today we're just adding another one to our list of useless APIs that do all the same thing, but they're in different languages now. They've got Deno, we got Express. I guess that's just JavaScript, and now we'll have .NET with C#. So what do we do to get started, Gregory? Do we just jump into the installing the plugin, I would guess?
Yeah, that's definitely the starting point. Just install the plugin. You can optionally run the init generator in the plugin, but it'll be hit whenever you generate your first app either way.
Gotcha. So we'll do nx add -d because we want it to be a dev dependency.
Yeah.
And just core, right?
Yeah.
So let's do it.
Yeah, there's kind of a happy coincidence in that package naming there, where the plugin supports it supports .NET Core, but the package name isn't .NET Core related. It's the core of nx.net. But like I said, it's a happy coincidence. It makes it less confusing.
Gotcha. So we're looking at version 121.1. Let's actually see. Because
it might not show up there yet. It was published last night.
So if we just look, so maybe this is just demonstrating too. This is just a plugin, or this is just a npm package.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, so you can see version 121. Oh, look, you got some people.
We got some downloads.
I can't get the okay, 34.
34.
4 of those might be us. Right now. That's fine.
I'm sure some of them are the end-to-end tests too, but
yeah, that makes sense. But we just released recently. I think you mentioned you pushed out a new release last night.
It was last night, yeah, with a fix coming in from a community member.
Nice. Well, I mean, we've got it up. We've got it installed now. So what does I guess we can do, like, this is something I like to do. We'll just do
Yeah.
nx-list at nx.net. So it's just the name of the package name
Mhm.
/ core. This will show us just everything going on with the plugin. So we got generators here. We'll use the application one for sure. Adding some stuff around here. That's neat. Oh, you have your own move generator too.
Yes, we have our own move generator.
Neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, code gen.
Mhm.
That's got a code gen executor down here. So we can see everything that's happening here. Like you said, there is an init generator. Now, typically, what these init generators do, and just by convention, is you run that generator as soon as it gets installed,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Should
And
we do
you can
that
do that.
now?
You can.
Okay.
You don't have to. Ideally, init generators are idempotent and they're called by project generators so that people don't forget to call them. And that is the case for ours. But
Gotcha.
it doesn't hurt to run it either.
Cool. So we'll just run it like this.
Yeah.
So name of the plugin, name of the generator.
Ooh.
Trying
Oh,
to
in
find
your
the wrong one.
nx-json, do you have that listed still?
Probably. Let's see. nx-json. Find nx rocks. No. nx.
There's no hyphen in
Yeah.
nx-rocks.
There
Yeah,
it is.
that's why we got that error.
Got it. All right. Let's try this again.
There we go. Yeah,
There
so
we
this
go.
does a few things, as we can see. So
Yeah.
the big one is updating nx.json. That's
Okay.
what tells nx that, hey, this is a plugin. We're going to
Gotcha.
analyze .NET files now.
Yeah. So last time there was still some stuff left over from when we had done it with Tine.
Yeah.
Or teen rather. So we were doing like Spring, but we pulled that out and now we're put in .NET here. So neat. What's prepare do?
Prepare, you can think of like pre-install. It's just a little safer, or post-install rather.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's saying every time that you run a package manager install, like npm install or yarn install, that it will also restore your .NET NuGet packages.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sure that whenever you install your dependencies, you really have them all, and it keeps you from having to do that later on your working environment.
That's neat.
Yeah.
You've got some fans in the chat here, Gregory. Or nx.net does, at least. They just like you for your work, not for yourself. Just playing. Looks like we added narwhal.js.
We did add narwhal.js. We added that because of the TypeScript generation. It is optional. You could remove it, but then the TypeScript generation doesn't work.
That makes sense, though, because in order to run that generation, where you have a dependency from your core to JS.
Yeah, it's an optional peer dep.
Gotcha. Okay, neat. Lots of stuff touched in YarnLock. What's .NET tools?
So .NET tools are a way that you can extend the .NET CLI. It's pretty common for things like Entity Framework, which is an ORM within the C# world. .NET Format, which is the format checker and stuff we use as a kind of a lint executor, is also a tool.
Okay. So
and
they just go inside of here, I'm guessing?
Yeah, kind of. I don't remember exactly what they end up looking like, but yeah, it keeps track of the tools you have installed and what versions they're at.
Okay, neat. And then there's a couple that were added to the root here.
Yes.
Directory build props and directory build targets. So I'm guessing this looks not too different than the weird XML stuff that I wasn't familiar with when we were doing the Java stuff. So this is just this is the equivalent of our package JSON, I'm assuming?
It's actually closer to the equivalent of target default within NX.
Okay.
Especially for the directory.build.targets. Directory.build.props you can think of as just kind of like variable declarations.
Okay.
So we're exposing properties like this is the repo root path, which we know as workspace root if you work on the NX code base.
I see.
Things like that.
So if I wanted to like pull in an external C# package, how does that work? How does that get
So you just drag it over and drop it and it's done.
Oh, okay.
Like, period. It'll work.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. It's really cool. We can demo that if you want.
Yeah, sure. Well,
make a new directory under apps and just run .NET new. within it.
Uh, sorry, you wanted to put something in our apps directory?
Yeah, just make a folder,
Okay.
name it whatever you
New
want it to be.
C# like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
cd into there and run .NET new on the command line.
Okay.
And that's the equivalent of if you dragged an existing project over.
Okay, and then we're going to do .NET new. So .NET is .NET CLI.
Yeah, that's the .NET CLI.
What does this do? .NET new. I'm imagining it does a new.
It does a
something.
lot.
Yeah. Name.
But you can just give it a name and a template.
Okay, what's the templates?
The templates are what we've seen a little earlier. So like web API, class
okay,
lib.
so we'll just do. Is name like the default option?
I don't think so. I would just give it a name with -n or dash name. Either way.
SS name equals foo template.
Yeah.
Equals web API.
Sure.
Yeah. Is that one of them? Let's try it. It doesn't like that.
Options. That should be one. Just do class lib instead.
Yeah, for a template.
Yeah. If it doesn't work, we'll bail out. But
doesn't like it. I wonder if template's named wrong because I don't. Do I see it in here? In the list of options?
Oh, it might be positional.
Yeah,
I think it's positional. Just do .NET new web API. Just remove everything else and .NET new web API.
Web API like that?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. There we go. I don't do that very often. That's why we have the plugin.
Now we're cooking with grease.
Yeah. So now if you open up NX Graph, you should have a project in there.
I want to understand the C# piece of it first, but I guess, okay, absolutely. So this is just spitting out some stuff here. And now, like you said, so let's run NX Graph. That opened up in a new terminal for me. Let me copy the URL or new window.
Yeah.
Let's drop it in here so we can all see it. Show all projects.
New C#.
Where is it? There it is. There's no edges, but I guess that's right.
Yeah, there's no edges because we've not set any.
Okay, so I guess what this is showing is we didn't use anything with your plugin to create this.
No, not at all.
We just used the .NET CLI, and because our plugin was installed in the workspace, it was still able to detect it was a project. Okay.
Yeah, and the mechanism by which we do this is marked as experimental. It's something I want to change, but the functionality will always exist.
Okay. Well, neat. That's cool. Should we kill it though?
Yeah, kill it.
Let's kill it because I want to show how we can. There's some nicer stuff that you can get when you create an app with your generator, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So should we? Does that make sense to go into next? We'll run the generator. So we'll do nx generate, nx.net app, and then we'll call this, I guess, the .NET API. Like that?
And it's nx.net/core :app.
Oh yeah. /core. Does that look good?
Yeah, that looks perfect.
Maybe should have done with a dry run. Current
it would be perfect.
Did I go too far?
Yeah, I think you went one directory too far up.
Yeah, let's go in. What's the name of this? This is Deno to do actually.
Yeah.
Gotta change that name. There we go.
There we go.
That's what we needed. So we want to do C#. You sure you don't want to do Visual Basic, Craig?
Yeah, so the plugin isn't a C# plugin necessarily. It's a .NET plugin, right? So we do get access to all three languages, and the features should work with them. But yeah, C# for this.
All right, fair enough. These are different testing frameworks, I'm assuming?
Yeah, those three testing frameworks are pretty equally popular within .NET. So you can pick one. You can pick none. We're not going to write a unit test during this, most likely. So
all right,
either way,
none. Conventions. So this would be, I guess, when we just created the project by itself using the .NET CLI, that was using the .NET convention. But we actually want to use NX and set up like a project JSON.
Yeah. So this is for the path to the project and the way that the files are named within the project. It's not actually what files are generated. Okay. Basically, people who come from just C#, or if their repo is even just a C# repo, then they are used to certain naming conventions in their paths. The same thing is true if it's already an existing NX workspace and you're used to certain paths. Like if we look in the apps directory on your tree, we have API all lowercase, API -E2E all lowercase.
Yeah.
In .NET, that would probably be capital A API and
Yeah, like
capital
Pascal
A API.
case, I think is.
Yeah,
the way
yeah,
they
and
use
it would be API .ete most likely, not dash. So that's all this
Oh,
is
really?
deciding.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I guess we use NX because
Yeah,
I like that.
I
I'd
do
be
too.
confused. I'd be like, why is this directory named with an uppercase? And then, so our to-do API that we want to build, this is just like a RESTful API. So I guess we want web
Yeah.
API. So that did it. Maybe while we're waiting for that to finish up, looks like we got some questions in chat. Facundo, welcome. Former .NET dev here. That's awesome. Hope you enjoy using it in NX, or just check it out. Some of the stuff Gregory's built here. Kingsley has a question. I'm curious as to whether I can have multiple app shells within the same NX workspace in Angular. Yeah, you absolutely can. That's like we started out being very much centered on being a mono repo tool. I think we've moved from that to being more of like focusing on the task runner. Like it makes total sense to use NX even if you're not in a mono repo, I think.
Yeah,
But,
npm burst is a great example of that.
Yeah, we could point that out a little bit. Let's jump over to that repo. I know I'm getting sidetracked entirely here, but I think it's okay.
Yeah,
Go to agent ender npm burst. There's just this is using our standalone configuration. So if you do like create NX workspace and like you select standalone React from the interactive prompts that you'll get asked after you do it. We'll set these things up so it looks just like a React project. We'll still have like the option to create some libs inside of there, but you totally just using the standard integrated approach. That's kind of like what the integrated version is made for, is being able to have multiple applications that with the purpose of sharing code between them. So
yeah.
Question here: are there generators or similar for creating projects within a .NET solution?
Yeah, there is. So there's a whole guide on the doc site for dealing with solution files. My stance personally with solution files within an NX workspace is that they lose a lot of their value because you're probably not going to want to open up your whole solution if you're in a mono repo. But if you create one, we'll pick it up. Any new projects will be added to it automatically. If you have multiple, you can pass -- solution file to specify which one it is. When you generate a project, it's under the guides tab on the sidebar.
Which one?
Handling solution files.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, you can just pass -- solution file to the app generator. If it exists, it'll add it. If it doesn't exist, it'll create it. And then you can save that default within nx-JSON so that it is obeyed routinely. There's just not as much utility within this context as you might be used to.
Very cool. Well, I just dropped that link in the chat if you want to check it out, Facundo. And so where we're at now, we've created our app. Let's take a look at what went into it, right?
Yeah.
So we got controllers. I guess so. This is what is this? This is going to be.
This is your API surface.
Okay. So this is okay. This is my GET request. So this is it does Pascal case down to the API routes.
C# is hard Pascal case. Yeah.
Wow. That's not C# anymore. That's actually at the network level. But
you specify it within your C#.
Okay. I guess. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's there. We got a lot of other stuff here. I guess.
So the startup for your API is in that program.cs file if you wanted to look at that.
So this is like our main.
This is like your main.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. And I'm imagining, I don't see, okay, add controllers.
Yeah, add controllers is what's registering your controllers by convention.
So that just like looks in the controllers directory,
Yeah.
grabs all the classes from in there and it instantiates them, I guess.
Yeah, it's done with decorators.
Oh,
I don't think they're called decorators in C# attributes. Yeah,
It-
where
is
we
it
have the API
annotations?
controller. It's attributes
okay. That's
on line
this.
5. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So the route there looks at the name and says, well, the name is weather forecast controller. We don't want the name controller at the end, so we'll just make the route weather forecast.
Got it. And that is right here?
It's nowhere.
It's nowhere. Okay.
Yeah, that's what the bracket controller bracket in line 6 is for.
I see.
That's a placeholder.
Okay. Got it.
And it can pull it from the name of the class with reflection in C#.
What?
Yeah.
So it'll get the name of your class and take off controller?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is an interesting choice.
It's fancy.
But yeah, fancy or yeah.
It's fancy.
It is what it is. Let's look at that. Can we look at the NX console for this too?
Yeah.
Let's see. Maybe we
let's
can
go for it.
into let's close all the other ones down. Just look at there's I guess this shows there's a couple other projects that got created too. But let's focus on the API one.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're looking at here. We have a build, a lint, a serve, and a swagger.
Yes. So
what does the swagger one do?
Yeah, the swagger one extracts a static copy of your OpenAPI documentation for the API project.
Gotcha.
So it'll
run.
just go for it. So it depends on build. So right now we're seeing the build run. Whenever the build's finished, what it will do is it runs a tool, which we talked about earlier, to inspect your app and pull out the Swagger JSON statically. Okay. By default, we have a Swagger set up with .NET. It just comes out of the box with .NET new. If you run it, we would already see that. This is just taking that dynamically generated Swagger JSON and saving it to the disk.
Okay. So we have a new Swagger JSON file now here. And this was based off of your source code. Yeah,
fully based off your source code.
I see.
And we can see the routes we were talking about there, where that path is /weather forecast without the word controller, but still in Pascal case.
Right. Fun. I still don't like that, but okay. So it's able to figure that out. And then when we run our serve now, I know this because I've run this before, but when we run our serve, it's going to start up the API, but it's also going to start up the OpenAPI Swagger client, right? So we can.
So the OpenAPI Swagger client is built into the .NET process at that point.
Oh, okay.
So even without the Swagger target, we would still get the Swagger client. If you open up the program.cs file, we can actually see where that is specified.
Program CS.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that app.useSwagger and app.useSwagger UI on lines 15 and 16 is what adds the client that we can see. The add Swagger gen up there is what tells it to, hey, generate a Swagger document when we're working on this.
Gotcha. Okay, neat. Hey, that's really cool. So
it's really super small and minimal.
Let me hit the serve so we can take a look.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'm gonna get that pop up I've seen before. We'll see. There you go. It opened up.
Cool.
Let me pull it over to the browser window I can share.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, it's super zoomed in, but there we go. Okay, so this is just, I guess this is really just a reflection of the Swagger JSON we were just looking at. Right?
Yeah, exactly. The Swagger target is pulling that out from the built files.
So, and then we can, inside of here even, so this is like documenting everything going on in this API.
This is documented. You can click try it out and run the request.
And that actually did a GET request.
Yeah.
It showed us. Oh, neat. This is the response.
Yeah.
I think these are all just randomized weathers, right?
They are. They are. It is not hitting any kind of API right now except itself.
Gotcha. Neat. Well, we have now an API. I guess the goal would be we want it to connect to our little to-do app here running on port 4200.
Yeah.
Or should be running on port 4200. I guess maybe let's get into that a little bit. Do we just rename the controller, or should we
You can
run like a
rename it. You can make a new one. Either way.
Yeah, let's delete this one. Can I just?
Sure.
I think I could just delete the file, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. It's maybe one of the benefits of doing it the way you're doing it, where I don't need to now touch my program CS because it doesn't list them specifically. But now, do we just do a new file, or is there like a generator we can run to create a controller?
I don't have generators to create controllers right now. There is an open issue if anybody would like to contribute that, though.
Oh, neat. Let me grab that.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can pull you in some contributors here. I bet there's some industrious people in the chat. nx-dotnet. Issues, you said?
Yeah. Just search for asp.net.
For what .net?
asp.net, ASP.
ASP.net?
Yeah,
Like
that's the name for all the web API stuff. It might be closed. It shouldn't be closed. There is an issue or a discussion or something somewhere. I will find it, and I will comment it once this video is out. How's that?
Nice. Okay, well, we tried. All right, but so we'll just create a new file. I guess we should do like the Pascal case stuff, right?
Yeah.
To do controller.cs?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
If I was you, I'd probably just bring back the weather forecast one and rename it so we have the boilerplate. It's been a little bit since I started one from scratch.
Yeah, let's do yes.
You should be able to control Z. Yeah. No.
Wait.
You're there.
Okay. It's here. We're just renaming this one, right?
Just rename it.
Okay. To do controller.
Yeah.
There we go. So most of this, I guess, stays the same. I guess everywhere.
A lot of it stays the same.
We just, we're good programmers here. Get to do just to change everything weather forecast to
exactly
to this.
Yeah,
so
we're most of the way there now.
Okay, what's this logger thing doing? I mean, I imagine setting
that logger is just like it's a default like server logger, like think console log kind of thing.
Okay,
but it gives you a little bit more, I guess. We won't use it unless you're wanting to log some stuff. In which case, I guess we will. Yeah,
no, that's fine. Let me do this. I'm gonna break this out because I want to have on this side probably. It's kind of weird, I guess. Normally, you create a client based on your backend code, but we already have a client, a front end client. So let me pull that one up. I think it's just called API client.ts. Okay, so this is kind of like this is how we'll consume it. So we just need to figure out how to add these things over here on this side. So the first one, I guess, would be get to dos, and that needs to just be at the root.
Yeah. So for that, you probably want to change your route on line 6 just to be an empty string.
Okay.
I think. Fingers crossed. Right.
Yeah. This was a weird choice. I regret now. But, yeah. I guess this would be just like this.
It's still get to dos on the name. So the name there is just updating like the ID of the endpoint. It's not anything to do with the route.
Oh, I see. Okay. So this is correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks great.
Okay. And then
you'll probably want to update the to-do model to match the TypeScript that you have, right?
Yeah. Where is this?
So this is conveniently currently in the weather forecast file.
Oh, neat. So we can just
if you want to rename that file to to-do.cs.
Let's do it. To-do CS. To do.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we don't have to update any kind of imports or anything on our side. That's handled by like the namespace line at the top. It's the same namespace, so it's available.
Yeah. So the idea here is like the to-do class will instantiate an object that looks the same. So we just want like everything matches just with getters and setters. Yeah.
Yeah. Except it's still a string and it's named ID.
Sorry, TypeScript developer over here.
Yeah.
TypeScript stuff. String.
I have a hard time going back and forth sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I do not do well with context switching. So context switching at a language level is like a whole new. It's a whole new.
It's a whole new ball game, especially if you've not done it for a while.
Yeah. Now they don't have booleans, they have bools, right?
Yeah, they're the same thing.
Okay. And then we just want a get. So this is just saying there's getters and setters for these.
Yeah. Yeah. If you wanted a read-only property, you could have had a read-only property. If you noticed, the temperature Celsius or the temperature Fahrenheit one was a calculated property. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So on that one, it knows to do that when it's serializing it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't help us. So
That's interesting. Okay.
there's some cool ideas.
Yeah. So, and if I just wanted to make this read only, is it just
get
this?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it can only be set when you're creating the object.
Right. Okay. Neat. But yeah, I think we're matched up. Our models are matched now. Yes.
They look it.
Nice. So we'll go to controller again. And so now we're back to get. So this is just another get at the base route because we haven't provided any other route information or what was the name? Annotation.
It's an annotation. Yeah.
Okay. Annotations to this method. Do we want to do like I think for all the other APIs we did, we're just like storing things in memory. So
that's what I would do too.
Yeah. So I guess
just make a list.
Should we do like a static string or a static to do array inside of here, or
do a list instead of an array? You'll thank yourself later.
All right. Static read only list like this of
yeah, you'll have to using Microsoft.collections or something like that. Let me
double
check that.
Is there a way? I don't know if I have C# plugins.
Yeah, you probably don't have the IntelliSense that'll help you out here. It's using system.collections.generic on line 2.
Okay. using what now?
System.
dot
collections.
Hey.
Dot generic. Yeah, that. And then that's a list of to do, and it equals a new list.
New list. Like so, I guess?
New space list. Yeah. And you can remove that because it's no longer accurate.
All right. So
you don't need the curly braces either.
At all? Just like that?
Yes. Okay. Semicolon.
Semicolon. Guess we can still keep that logger around.
Yeah, keep it. We might want it. Who knows?
Yeah. So I guess inside of the get, the idea is that we take how do we access a static property? Is it to do controller dot
summaries? Yeah.
Summaries?
Yeah.
No, don't want to add it.
That's how you would add it. That'll be helpful later.
Yeah. Keep that in mind, Copilot. Is that it? I guess I got double dots.
Looks correct. You got double dots and the formatting's a little weird, but there you go.
Okay.
You should have something that returns an empty array now.
What about the port?
What about the port?
Sorry,
I think it's an app settings JSON. I'm not certain on that.
.NET set port.
Yeah, I think it's an app settings JSON.
5,000.
Yeah, it's app settings JSON.
Cool.
It looks like. Maybe.
App settings JSON. What was the name of the property? Oh gosh, even their JSON.
Hey,
wow.
It's C#, okay?
Okay. Do we get any IntelliSense? I'm guessing not because I don't have any plugins.
Probably don't. Oh, never mind. It's not. It's in the startup. I lied.
It's in. Oh, okay. So it's in the C# file. I think I like that better.
I don't know if I do or not, but
where is that?
It's not actually listed right now because it's just using the default, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that what you need is app.use URLs.
Okay. I guess this could go anywhere. App.use URLs.
Yeah.
URL.
It had something there for you.
Use URLs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll try it. I'm not sure on that. It's been a long time.
Well, we're gonna have to figure out cores too. I'm realizing. But,
yeah.
Okay, we'll figure it out. So yeah, I guess we can run some things here. Let's kill off some of these. Let me just kill off some terminals. I don't know what these are still doing around. Kill it. And clear it. So we'll do nx run many target server projects equals to do for the web client, and then we called this one .NET API.
Yeah.
Let's see if this works.
Sure.
So we should get like we got some suggestions here. Launch settings. Okay, let me see. Launch settings JSON.
Yeah, there's like several ways you could attack this.
Yeah, I imagine so. What is this? IIS? What is IIS?
IIS is Microsoft's like web server stuff.
Okay.
I don't know what it actually stands for. I think it's something internet services, but I could very well be wrong on that.
So this was a thing, right? I vaguely recall this. Like when you run with .NET, it'll actually create, like normally when we run these APIs locally with like Deno or Node, we just use an HTTP server, but .NET's going to set up the SSL and stuff for us to do HTTPS, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, we're actually going to have to change our client then, I think, because this is all HTTP.
It hosts an HTTP one too, I believe. I think it hosts both by default.
Oh, neat. Okay,
so
maybe we are
line
okay.
7. You have that application URL. That's probably what you actually need to change.
Okay, so we want to set this to 3000, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
API client. What is this? Yeah, 3000. Okay. And is there a way to just open up cores as well, so it's open to all origins?
That is a question.
Okay.
I think you do that.
We need those pre-flights,
program.cs too, but I'm not sure.
All right. Well, you Google that while I try to figure it out. Let's see what's going on in the terminal. Oh, come on, Siri. Get out of here. It's too much for my poor streamer brain trying to keep track of all the things. All right, Krager's working on that. I'm looking at, okay, we got an error here.
Well, what error did we get?
I need a generic, I think on my constructor when we did the list of...
oh, yeah, you need to tell it to do.
Yeah. I thought it would be able to infer that.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I don't know. List
it's
to do
specific about
list.
some stuff.
Like, it should know. You know? That's the kind of thing I'm like, you should know. But that's fine. All right. Did that fix it? No. Oh, yeah, because we still got use URLs. It's kind of not working. I guess we don't need that if we've adjusted the application JSON. Yeah. Yeah. Yuri's in the chat helping us out too. We'll figure this out. Let's see. Did I restart it? If I restart it, does it help?
So I'll send you the code for the core stuff. It's not like enough that I can just briefly say it.
Yeah. Are you going to send it to me in Slack and I'll pull it over?
Yeah. And I'll send the docs page too. Just
neat.
Uniformity. And actually there is a use cores, Yuri.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, it's on this docs page, so it should exist.
All right, let me pull up the docs page first because I just want to understand it before I blindly paste in your stuff. But yeah, okay, enables cores. So okay, so this is like the equivalent of calling use cores at the like method level versus.
Yeah, you
could also do this at like the controller level or the app level too.
Yeah, so the link that I sent you, I guess, hard linked down a section or two. There's a section called cores with default policy and middleware at the top.
With default policy and middleware. Okay.
Yeah. And that's at the app level.
Okay, I see. So builder, so I really just need this line, yeah?
Yeah, I think you also need the app.useCores that's like a little further down.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'll just grab all this. We'll drop this into...
You probably don't want the stuff that's in the middle.
Yeah, I know. But,
okay.
I didn't have a better way of grabbing that. So we don't want any of the stuff in the middle.
Yeah, and the builder stuff needs to be above the app stuff.
Got it. So we'll drop this. I guess we'll put it with the
Yeah.
other builder stuff. So it
Yeah.
has to happen before build. So with origins, can we use star here or
You can definitely use localhost
okay?
and a port number.
HTTP localhost. And this will come from 4200.
Yeah, and that looks perfect.
Cool. Hey, okay. Let's see. I think we're still hitting some build issues here on the .NET side.
It's possible.
Maybe you can help me figure out what's going on with them as a distinguished C# programmer, Gregory.
Yeah, let's see what comes up.
Just let it hit him so we can jump to him. It's taking longer than I expected. It's all right. Let me get Yuri off the screen.
Yeah, that helps.
Sorry. There we go. All right. So exited. Looks like consider declaring a property as null.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's go to your to-do.cs. Basically, we need to have some default values in here, or they need to be nullable because this is a class.
How do we set a default value? Is it just like this?
Yeah.
UID. Okay. I mean, I guess that works.
That works. Yeah.
Yeah. Good idea, Copilot. Same with these, I guess.
Sure.
Empty. Sure.
And false.
False.
You might need to import GUID. I'm not sure. Copilot is bad about that sometimes.
Yeah.
You could alternatively just like.
I just needed to have like the language service installed. I didn't come prepared. But, is that just is that
I'm
a system
checking
thing?
where it is.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's under system, so it actually should just be available.
Okay, so
If it's
should
just
be
on
okay.
system, you should be good.
Hey, that looks good.
Yeah, cool.
Next watch started. What does that mean? Does that mean we're done? Oh
It's
no.
watching and getting
Okay.
a Rosetta error.
Attachment of code signature supplement failed.
I would recommend killing it and restarting it.
Okay.
Point.
Sounds good to me.
That's something with like the ahead of time compilation and a path that we don't control. So I'm not sure.
I don't know what Rosetta is. I have some assumptions on what it is just based on the name, but
yeah, attachment of signature supplement failed. I don't know what that means.
I don't know either, dude. I don't even know. Attachment of code. I guess we Google that, huh?
That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
All right, you do that. I'll do that. We'll see who gets there first.
Are you on an M1 Mac?
Yes.
Well, that's what comes up when you Google it.
Yeah, me too. The error.
One of the following will fix it: restart Mac OS, upgrade the OS, or upgrade Docker. Zach.
I don't think we can do that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just found the comment you were looking at. How odd.
That's interesting.
It was working before.
Yeah.
It was working just
so try running .NET clean.
Okay.
We don't provide an executor for that because it's one of those things that shouldn't be necessary, but always ends up being necessary.
Okay.
You'll have to specify your project file.
Okay, so that's just the path to our project JSON right here. Okay, so that's
the CS project, not the project JSON.
Oh, okay. The programs.cs file.
No, the dino-to-do.net API.cs proj file.
CS proj.
Up one. Up, down. dino-to-do.net API.cs proj. It's right above the program.cs.
Okay, right here. Okay,
Yeah.
Got it. Sorry. I'm this streamer brain, I guess. So apps.net API. So in here it is app settings. Nope. Dino. Damn it. All right. Apps. .net. Yeah. And now Dino. There we go.
There we go. It's cleaning. Okay, try running it again.
All right, let's.
Maybe that fixes it. I don't know.
Find out.
it will take longer this time because it deleted its intermediates.
Sure. But that may be.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so let's take a look at the Swagger stuff first before we get into that. But yeah, it's just like
Yeah,
this is the
Flash.
problem of having something at the root.
That's correct, though. We
It
did
is
it.
correct. So if I try it out,
You should get an
it's
empty
gonna give
array.
us nothing. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us an empty array. That's all we need. That's all we
That's
need for right
perfect.
now. Let me refresh because we should be serving our.
We're doing
app.
it, Zach.
Are we?
Yeah, we are. That's something.
No, we're not. We got an error here. Tanstack query is like refetching for us because we're unable to get it. What's going on with this?
Yeah, let's see.
To do preview.
Is it cores?
I don't know. Trying to figure that out. Just looking at it.
I mean,
console failed to fetch.
Get to do's. It failed to fetch. Why did it fail to fetch? It failed to fetch because of a connection refuse error, which doesn't really make sense because we just seen that it worked.
Yeah.
Can you try opening up the localhost 3000 in a new browser window? It's possible that URL is not right.
I wonder if it's like trying to get, because when we saw in the Swagger, oh, that's 4,200, 3,000. Yeah, that's not connecting.
That site's
we
not
do a
connected.
slash. Oh no.
No, it's not using that port. It's probably due to the HTTPS stuff. So like, yeah, I see it's on 5218 for the non-HTTPS.
Where do you see that? Is that in my terminal?
Yeah, now listening on. It's under Microsoft.hosting.lifetime. You see the two URLs in there.
Oh yeah. So there's our SSL one or our HTTPS one. This is this one. So whatever.
I'm not sure why. It doesn't matter right now. We can just change the port on the front end.
Yeah, let's do that
to get through this.
Let me make sure we hit it. Okay, yeah, we got it. So we'll grab this.
And like I said, that's something we can fix, but it's not worth spending time on right now.
Yeah, sure. So we'll just do every 3,000. Replace it.
Yeah,
Boom.
5218. Now it should work.
Should we try this or should we just keep going?
You can. I thought we did that.
Let's see. Line 17, change. What file was this?
Launch settings JSON.
Launch settings JSON. Line 17.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.
It's in multiple places, evidently.
Do we need to wait?
You only want to change the HTTP one in this case.
Yeah, got it. Sorry.
No, you're good.
See that the first time around, and now we'll need to go here and undo save. All right, let's see. That fix everything. And what's up, addiction addicts? Yuri's bringing all the people in. Any story behind it was really cool to see some of the stories around the default ports for these things. Do you know this one offhand, Craig?
None that I'm aware of.
Okay, well, we'll have to Google that later. Let's stay on target here for is this working? No. If we get I probably need to restart, right?
Yeah, if you change launch settings, you have to restart. I'm pretty sure.
That makes sense. Hopefully we don't get that Rosetta issue again.
Well, if we do, at least we know how to fix it.
Yeah, true that. I'm very tempted to Google 5218 while we're building this.
Yeah, I don't think there's a story
right
behind it, just from a glance. If there is, it's not like a popular one.
Oh, we're still not getting stuff on 3000.
So what did your terminal output say?
It still says 72. Well,
it would for the SSL one. It says 3000.
It says 3000, but it's lying. Is it forwarding this to the HTTPS? Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Chrome might be doing that. Ignore that.
Okay.
Like I said, Chrome's
Did I do something wrong here though? It's like
Chrome is most likely still trying to go through with HTTPS.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So ignore that. See if it's working on the web API side over here.
Cores error. Okay.
Cores. Hey, we moved forward.
We're moving. All right. Origin was localhost 4200. That's what we set, right? Program use cores.
Yeah.
Localhost 4200. Allow any header, allow any method, allow credentials. I wonder, does use course have to come before maybe some of these other ones? The only thing that would come to mind.
Shouldn't. You could try moving it towards the top.
Yeah.
It shouldn't break anything by it being moved up. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, cores is the bet.
Yeah, cores is something.
It's something, all right.
I wish it'd be smart enough to know that localhost is fine.
Oh boy.
Hey, it's the Rosetta error.
We know how to deal with that at least. Let me try. I don't think this is going to work, but I could just press up sporadically until we find the thing we had done before. Now at least. All right. .net.
You're too far up.
Am I too far up? Did I skip it? .net.
Yeah,
Clean.
there it is.
Yay.
Yeah, and like I said, that's just clearing some build intermediates. There might be an issue with .NET on Rosetta right now, or on M1.
Yuri asks, "What cores? What does the cores error say in particular in the dev tools?"
What does it say?
Right now we're getting just
cores.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Let me wait till it starts up and we can try again. There we go. All right, here we go. Cores error.
Did we get a cores error this time?
It said cores error, but then it says 200 over here. What?
Does it have a response?
Does it? No.
No. Okay.
Negatory. And this is the GET request. This isn't like the pre-flight or anything. GET. Oh, okay. So we have the redirect to the HTTPS. And get 200 from that, but apparently that's a cores error. Where does this say cores error? Fun stuff on stream, figuring out cores errors. Successful cores. Yes, cores succeeded at preventing us from doing what we wanted to do. Good job, cores. Okay. Trying to think what we can do here. I'm stumped at the moment from
so you could try hitting the HTTPS directly.
Okay, let's try that. We'll go to I had something unsaved there. Let me see if that
let's see if it done anything. Doesn't hurt.
I think that was just us hoisting up. Oh, dang it. Okay.
It's just something with .NET Watch is killing it on your M1 shit. Like I said, I don't have experience with that, unfortunately. It might be a bug. Yeah.
Normally, configuring up a proxy is what we do here, like Den is saying. But let's just try. Let's try hitting from here. Try this real quick. Yep, still getting the cores. So let's try changing these up. So this will be HTTPS, and we'll do localhost. What was it? 7255. And that should be it.
Yeah.
Hey,
cool. Yeah, so it's just something to do with how it was redirecting, most likely.
Yeah, I'm interested in that now. I thought I understood everything that we could hit with these cores things, but yeah, it is what it is.
Maybe there's like a cores that stuff now. Allow redirects or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
Not worth investigating.
All right. Well, let's see. We've got 6 minutes left, Craiger. Do you have a hard stop? That's the first question.
I don't.
All right. Well, let's try to get through at least this, and maybe we can look at code gen next.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we want to just finish out recreating all these. So right now we have our Git.
Yeah,
right?
we've got a Git.
Everything else is going to fail right now. So let's just go down the list. So create to-dos. This is going to be a post. So I guess we do something like this.
Yeah, it's HTTP post instead of HTTP Git.
Yeah, and post And this doesn't need any imports because I'm guessing it's in here.
Yeah, it's part of AspNet Core.
Neat.
And Copilot seemed like it was actually going to offer you some nice suggestions for that method.
Okay. Is there a way to trigger?
Maybe not. I don't know. Just you can copy it.
Okay. I want to. Did you see the stuff for the new Copilot X?
Yeah,
that
it looks pretty
intense.
interesting.
I am so excited for all this stuff. I need to spend more time getting into it. But okay, so this is going to say what we'll need to return. So what do we return?
Just a to-do.
So just a single to-do. So like so. And then here we'll say to-do controller summaries dot add new to-do and
and on that new to-do you can actually give it curly braces
instead of
outside of like to the right.
What?
Yeah, it's like an initializer thing. It's kind of cool. Yeah, and that Copilot's giving you good info there. So
well, how do I get the body of this request?
Yeah, so it's to do.
To do
is the type, right? So capital to do.
To do.
However you have it, space to do.
Okay.
Yeah, just like that. And now we don't even need the new to do in here because it's already going to be that type.
Okay. So we just throw the to do in there.
Yeah, and then you can just return what they gave you.
Okay. Well, the to do that they give us, I don't think it has an ID yet, so we need to add the ID still.
Yeah, so do that before you add it into the summary. It shouldn't matter because you're just mutating the object, but
to do.id equals, and then we just want that UID stuff.
Well, and actually, since that's the default value for that field, it's probably doing it without you actually having that line there.
Really?
Yeah, because it's the default.
So so this should be sufficient?
I believe so. Okay. With a return to do at the end.
Well, let's find out.
I could be wrong. I've been wrong plenty of times. Several times during this stream even. But
yeah. Rosetta is continuing to be a pain.
Yeah, it really sucks not having a watch operator.
It
does. Yeah, Chow believes me.
Yeah. Chow, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping by.
It should handle it. Absolutely.
Chow, this is the same project. No. What?
You're missing a semicolon, Zach. Quit leaning on prettier. On line 30.
30? 30. Okay. Aren't these things optional?
No.
Okay. This is not my hipster JavaScript world, I guess.
Yeah.
Stepping into new territory. But yeah, Chow, this is the same project where we built the Deno one or the Deno one when you were with us. So we're continuing to build. This is going to be like a nice compendium of APIs by the time we're done. I don't even know what's coming next, but yeah, building. Okay.
Hey, what's
up? So if I wanted to test adding, it didn't like that.
No, but it does because it was a 404.
Yes, that makes sense.
/create. So you might need to do like a route tag there.
Yeah, that's what I was assuming.
It just has an empty string.
Route. Would it not just be route create like this?
No. Oh, yeah, because does it actually need to be /create? Then yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it does. I think like looking
you
at
might be able to pass that into HTTP post without having it be a separate attribute, but I don't remember what the syntax is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my lack of a language server right now is killing me.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll get there.
You're my language server in the meantime, Gregory. And no offense, but you're not as quick.
Yeah, it looks like Route's the correct way to do it.
But
Route is the correct way to do it.
So. Okay, this looks right.
Yeah, I think so.
All we need to do
fix your syntax errors.
The syntax errors? What did I do wrong?
I was looking in your terminal for them. They might not exist.
I think that's just the Rosetta thing, right?
Yeah, I was looking at line 26, new line in constant.
It doesn't like this?
No, that was in like a CS proj file even. So yeah, just ignore that.
Okay.
For now. If it comes back up, we'll know.
All right. Programming without Rotch. Should have used Rider. Is that the IntelliJ? Is that the JetBrain ones?
Yeah, Rider's the IntelliJ one. There's also Visual Studio for Mac from Microsoft that works pretty good. But VS Code and C# actually play really well together if you have the extension installed.
Okay, what is this?
I can't see it.
Sorry.
You're good.
Chouse.
Yeah. Ambiguous HTTP method for action. Actions require an explicit HTTP method binding. So,
was it this? HTTP
yeah, it is that. You might need to return like a created at, and then that would be an action result on line 27. So it's action result angle bracket to do close.
Oh, sorry. So what?
Yeah, line 27, you have public to do.
Yes.
We're going to change that return type to be an action result of to do.
Action result of to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then instead of returning to do, you can return created at.
Created at.
Or it might just be created.
Like so?
Yeah.
Let's see. Rosetta error. Oh no.
It's created at action, it looks like.
Created at action?
Yeah.
Okay. Created at action. Like so?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We got a Rosetta error. No overload for method takes one argument.
So created at action. I am looking for this. So try passing it an empty string and then the to do. Because it's location, comma, element. And I think it's so that like you would get the URL of where it was stored theoretically.
I see.
Empty character. You need to use double quotes.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Single quotes are for characters.
Oh, okay. It's like that's a C thing, right?
Yeah.
Makes sense, I guess. Rosetta error.
Okay. Yeah, that's the Rosetta one.
It seems like we do get syntax errors before we'll get the Rosetta error, but
which is helpful.
Getting that Rosetta error every time.
Yeah, it's probably an issue with .NET Watch on M1. That's what it looked like whenever we were Googling for it earlier on.
Well, I'll fix that later, but we're almost there. We're so close.
We can taste it.
Maybe you can, Gregory. Okay. That's not looking
great. That's still an ambiguous HTTP method. Let me double check if there's not just like a way to do that.
It seems, do we need... Yeah, JavaScript brain.
It is public. It should be an action. It has HTTP post. Try flip-flopping the order of those two attributes.
Like these ones?
Yeah.
Rosetta error, maybe? Yep.
Okay. And it might be coming down to what I was saying with the attribute and the route.
Mm-hmm.
It might need to just have HTTP post however you specify the route within that tag.
Yeah. Would that just be... I don't know if my lack of knowledge here...
It might just be route equals create. Mm-hmm. It very well could be.
Oh, I guess I need to get rid of route create.
Yeah, you would need the route and the post.
Oh, what is my life right now, Gregory? We did do some dry runs here just to make sure we wouldn't hit some issues, but we didn't think watch wouldn't work.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Okay, build failed. Line 25. Doesn't like this.
Oh, you need comma after name equals create.
Of course you do. Let's see. If we never had a successful run, will we still get the Rosetta error? Now we have something new. Route could not be found on HTTP post.
Oh, that's from route equals.
So
that is not how you do that.
Right. So this is wrong.
Yeah.
I need my glasses on so I can see sharp, like Chow says. But all right, let's see. I guess we Google this.
Yeah, I've got one other thing you can try real quick.
Sure.
Remove the name equals part on that, and the route equals part. Just make an HTTP post and then a string that says create.
Create. Okay.
Ooh, and Copilot liked that one. So
it did.
That's it did. It might just.
I feel like I've trained my brain to just ignore Copilot, which is probably bad. Okay, that worked. At least that started.
It built.
Yeah. Okay. We have.
Okay. We have
our
response.
empty list. Now let's see if create works. No.
No route matches.
We got 500. Okay, that's
no route matches. So it's not finding the route now. What does your Swagger look like?
Yeah. Let me grab that. Just drop it in over here. This is why I have so many tabs. I feel like just pile them.
So see, it says post/create should be working.
Yes, but when we try it out, I imagine
if it shows up here, it should work. It's just.
Oh, you know what?
The error it's giving us is that it can't find the route.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, it's because of the created at action result. It's where we're passing an empty string.
I see.
Try just created. No, like.
Oh, I see.
Created instead of created at action.
And still the string here?
And no string there, I think.
So just one argument being to do.
Yeah.
I noticed another issue, but let's try to get past these 500s first. So the issue that we're seeing is, like, if you'll notice here, the payload actually looks different than what it's expecting right now. So right now it expects a to-do to have all the different properties. It's actually just going to be an object with the title.
That should be fine because it's still called title on the to-do object, and the other properties have.
So they'll fill in
values.
with their defaults?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we're back to no overload met for method created takes one argument.
Okay. Sure.
Empty string?
Yeah, do name of.
Name of?
Yeah.
Is that like...
Yeah, it's basically what den_dp is recommending here.
Oh, I didn't see that. Created at action, name of to do. Okay. I'm still confused as to what that property is. Like, I imagine this is creating a string, right?
You're missing some stuff there. It should be created at action, not just created.
I see. Created.
And the name of is all lowercase.
Action. What? After all this, I guess that's a keyword.
Yeah, it's a keyword.
Okay.
It gets the name of whatever it is, but I think instead of name of to do, you probably need name of create to do.
Oh, okay.
It's telling C# like where it is, kind of here.
Okay. So you're saying here, create to do like this?
And honestly, it might need to be. No, I think it needs to be the get to do function. Name.
The get to do function.
Yeah, so like get. So name of get, like the function name, line 20. Yeah, get. You're not calling it, you're just passing it.
Name of
uppercase get.
Just uppercase get. You don't have
Yeah.
to do.
No, that's it.
Okay. Whatever you say at this point. I'm just getting bounced around.
Yeah. So like normally you would call that function something like get to do's or something.
Yeah.
You're telling C# like what method you would call to get that object back.
Mm-hmm.
Is my understanding.
Welcome. I hope I don't mispronounce this, but Dewey Nguyen. We're struggle busting through C# right now, but it's fun. I
Hey, there's
guess.
your Rosetta error.
Okay. We'll get there.
It's crazy that exists and is like such a easy thing to hit.
I know. But here we are.
Yeah. .NET Clean does fix it. It's just
Yeah, it's just
really
not
weird.
for long. Right?
Yeah.
All right, let's try this again. Test. Add.
Hey! And it shut up.
It's there. We're all there. Yeah, I've never had any doubts about the client side of this, Gregory. This is all the C# unknowns that is throwing me for sure. What is this emoji?
I have
Is
no
that a
idea.
Snake? I like it. Whatever it is, it looks like a snake about to eat an egg or something.
So we're there.
Yeah, we're there.
Now we need to create 2 more endpoints, right?
We did it. Yes. All right. So now we just need to do the same thing. Rinse and repeat now, gentlemen and ladies in the chat. Rinse and repeat. So toggle over here because we need to do a toggle. This is going to be a post as well, so we can keep that.
Yeah.
So now we need to do some C# stuff where we find,
this
I guess.
is C# I can actually do, though. It is find. And then it takes a lambda, very much like what you'd write in JavaScript.
But it uses like a skinny arrow, right?
No, it's still a fat arrow.
Oh, okay. Neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't need you, Gregory. I've got GitHub Copilot. That's it.
That's a syntax error right there.
Is it? What did I do?
That? Yeah, now it's fixed.
Okay. So now we say target
dot
completed. Yep.
Yeah.
Looks good. Then
and I think it's a modified action.
Okay.
I'm checking now.
At this one, I'm like, sure. Modified at action. Okay. Hang on. Why don't I use the OmniSharp extension? Is that something I can just add here that will give me C# IntelliSense real quick?
Just adding C# would do it. You don't even need like an OmniSharp extension.
Okay. What was C#?
Yeah.
This one?
No, like that one. Yeah, the one by Microsoft right there.
The one with 3 stars?
It's got 20 million downloads.
Okay. 20 million people being meh. I guess it's better than 8,000 people being very enthusiastic. Yeah, I've been struggling without the language server the whole time. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I might as well. So, okay, snake emoji explanation. Used on the streaming platform Twitch, intended to express incitement, intrigue, joy, or sorrow. Okay, so it's PogChamp, but PogChamp for new people that have been on Twitch since I've been around, I guess. Yeah?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know.
Okay, so back in our to-do controller, we're going to update that because...
Keep us on target, Gregory.
It doesn't exist, the method I told you.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually, it's really funny that you said okay, because that's what you're going to type there.
Okay. Like that? Like
the lowercase k.
Okay.
And then just to do.
Just to do.
And I believe we should be good.
All right. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, me too. But we'll get there.
Let's see.
We're making great strides.
What's going on with my plugin, by the way? When we did this.
It is installed.
All right. Well, I didn't see it helping me yet.
Okay. You've already got a method called create to do. You need to rename it.
Yes, that should be called toggle to do. That looks right.
Looks good to me.
Delegate find does not take 0 arguments.
It doesn't
Fine.
look like you gave it 0, does it? Oh,
It does.
yeah.
It does actually.
Yeah, it does. I was talking about the find method itself. I was like, you passed an argument. It was
yeah. Is the predicate
callback.
itself needed
Yeah.
one.
And that's
okay,
fair.
Rosetta error. Now we're cooking with grease. All right.
And Zach, can you bring up the command palette and type OmniSharp
Yeah, Omni Sharp.
and select project?
Oh, I think I accidentally double entered there.
You might have. But it's actually just not finding your .NET SDK, which might be why you're having the .NET Watch issues, is if you have an outdated SDK version. So,
Oh, fun.
So that's why we're not using it, is it won't work right now.
Gotcha. Okay. Well,
yeah, just go back to your terminal.
yeah.
We tried.
All right. We're serving. Let's see. Let's see if we can do this. Add it. Okay. We have
got
a
an ad.
request. Oh,
Hey,
it's
we toggled.
Let me do a refresh here. Wait, did that change? Okay, we lost the name.
We did lose the name.
What happened there? Toggle.completed. I don't think what.
We probably lost the name because it never saved the name on the server, if I was guessing.
Okay.
So is it title on both sides or not?
Yeah, I mean, when we get a toggle, it just sends over the ID, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, and that part shouldn't be a problem. I'm wondering if the problem's actually when we're creating it.
Mm-hmm.
So log out to do.title on line 28 with our logger.
To do title.
This dot underscore logger.
Okay, this underscore logger dot log.
Probably.
That looks promising.
Logger.
I'm just going to preemptively catch our Rosetta error. Ah. Yeah, I'm still having fun.
It's a capital L on log, by the way.
Okay. You know, it had me going for so long with this Pascal case. I was totally on board. And the name of just totally threw me for a loop. Like, I get it, kind of.
Yeah.
Return value from find probably needs a null check, says Chow.
And it probably wouldn't hurt, but it shouldn't be null, and it would throw if it didn't find one because we try to access it.
Yeah. Okay, what do we got here?
I don't know.
There's no argument given that corresponds.
Yeah, I can't see the logs.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sure. So converting null, literal, or possible value. On line 38, on line 29. Log is evidently not straightforward. You can just use console.writeLine.
Okay.
It's uppercase console.
Console dot.
Upperscore W, upperscore L.
Okay, this is the C# I've come to accept. All right.
Yeah, the null reference error is interesting, but it shouldn't be what's causing this.
Mm-hmm. I wonder why there would ever be one.
If it's not setting your properties, that would be why.
Yeah, that would make sense. All right, so we're started up. I'm gonna just do here to create a new one. We should see the log. Test.
Yeah, so we get it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's getting to do.title in there. It's adding it to the summaries. Check what it's returning to and make sure it's not like a different case or something.
Yeah, so like
just in your network tab.
Check here. I mean, this looks like what I would have
expected. It's got an
expected.
ID, it's got a title, and it's got completed. Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. But when I toggle, oh, maybe it's with what we're returning.
Ooh, it did go away when you toggled it.
Yeah,
Live, like you didn't even have to refresh.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm not like, I'm a little, no, I'm not surprised that title went away there because like we're returning the to-do they passed, which didn't have a title. We're not returning target. You probably should return target on line 41.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have expected that behavior. That's something on the front end listening to the return value.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
There's your Rosetta error.
Yeah. Oh, I did the wrong one. We're almost there. Then next we just have delete.
Yeah, and delete should be really straightforward, right?
That's what I thought about toggle.
Toggle would have been if we were returning target. I didn't realize how you were listening to the values there. That'll be my excuse.
Well, the interesting thing here too is now we won't save this. I thought like target and to do.
They're not the same object.
They're not. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That's the body coming.
Yeah.
So yeah, that should work. All right, test. Toggle it. Okay. Still weird to me. Oh no,
yeah,
it's
there
not
we
weird.
go.
It's not weird anymore. No, that makes perfect sense actually. Why it wasn't
so
working.
copy and paste that method.
Cool. Copy. Paste.
Change HTTP post to HTTP delete.
Delete. Toggle to do.
I am assuming that you're using a method here, right? Like it's a delete call, not a post. Yes, okay, it
delete
is.
And the response. I believe we want like just the previous one to come back.
Yeah, the one that it removed, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep a lot of this here. Just remove line 47. We don't need it. And then so on change line 48. Method? Yeah, it's removed, but you're wanting to find it so you can return it first.
Oh, I see. So we have the copy, and now
dot summaries. Dot remove.
Remove. Same
and
predicate.
Target. It's not a predicate.
Okay, just target.
Yeah, I don't think at least. Let's remove. We'll check that. Yeah.
Cool.
It's just
that makes sense.
That. Yeah, try that. Ignore the null checks. They're warnings.
Okay. Warnings.
We can get them to go away by doing a null check.
Gotcha.
C# just actually kind of cares about nulls.
As it should.
Yep. Yeah, we're basically strict mode true, and right.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Test. Toggle.
Yeah, it's there.
It's gone.
Hey, there you go.
Test. Refresh. All right. That is good enough for me. Sorry, Dolchek. We love you. Just not that much. All right. Do we want to show the type generation real quick?
We might as well. There's not anything that like will show off as far as like hooking it into the build or anything, but we can just show it from the file tree.
Sure. Okay. So how do we want to do? I mean, I guess we sort of have already, like the controller we've built.
Yeah, that's what we'll do for sure. So we built up this controller. We built it for to-dos. Whenever we generated our app project, though, it generated more than one project. It generated 3. It generated .NET API, .NET API Swagger, and .NET API-types. If we look in that Swagger project, you'll note it's just 2 files. One of them is the project JSON. One of them is the Swagger JSON. You technically don't even have to have this project, but I prefer to have it and check in the Swagger JSON. That's kind of a personal preference of mine that leaks over into the plugin. You can always change that if you want. I think it's valuable to have there because it makes it really obvious on a PR if your DTOs change.
Right. That makes sense.
Some people prefer to just have the types, and that's fine. You still get most of the benefits. But so we get this project JSON. Right now we see that like the operations over there are still for the weather forecast stuff. But we don't want them to be anymore.
Swagger,
yeah. Like see that to get weather forecast stuff. We've changed that. That's stale at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But if we rerun that Swagger target on the API, this file will be updated.
Okay, so we should do that now. Should
we
just do
we
console?
can. Yeah, go for it.
So this is going to be in.
It's on the API project.
Yeah.
Swagger.
Run.
Mm-hmm.
Probably should have committed it before we did this so we can see it.
This is fine. It's clear that the operation ID changed.
Got it. There's our Git to dos.
Yeah.
Oh, and look, all of our paths are here.
All of our paths should be updated. Yeah.
Create toggle. Components. What?
Components. Yes. This is where the type information for your stuff gets stored, essentially.
Gotcha. Okay.
In an open API doc.
This just touched our Swagger JSON though.
This only updated Swagger JSON. Yes.
Okay.
So however,
I imagine there's a step to get from this to TypeScript interfaces.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah. Okay. So for full stack type safety, my pitch that I give people is always go from the code in one language to some form of specification file to
Swagger JSON.
In this case, the Swagger or the Open API, and then take that spec and transform it into your target language. Okay. So we set this up for TypeScript automatically. And if you open up the .NET, the generated .NET API types project over there in your console pane that you had.
Generated API types.
Yeah, this works. So we already have some stuff in here. We can ignore it because it's not really accurate right now.
Yeah.
If you check your project.json though, you have a target. JSON. And one of those targets should be CodeGen. It might be on the .NET API Swagger project. It's on one of the two. It changes based on a flag, so I forget it. Yeah. You see we have that CodeGen target?
Oh, CodeGen.
Yeah, we can run that.
All right, let's hit it.
When we run that, it's going to take your Swagger and update some stuff. And we get the output that you would see if you ran like nx-generate there. So we can see exactly which files it touched. And we can see that it created a to-do interface.
Oh, neato. Look at that.
And that's the DTO for your endpoints. So you could just use that directly in your front end.
Neat. That's really cool.
And if you use that in your front end, NX will trace the dependency back to this generated library. And this generated library knows that whenever it builds, it has to run CodeGen first.
Gotcha.
CodeGen knows that it has to run Swagger first.
Let me throw up the graph so we can take a look at that actually.
Yeah, go for it.
The graph should be all connected at this point, right?
Yeah, not to the front end because we don't use these types. And to Den_DP's question just now, if you import these types, NXGraph is aware of this relationship. And that's what's super powerful with it. Is you can run the full stack from your front end all the way to your back end is if you build it. Building your front end says, hey, I rely on these generated API types. These generated API types say I need to run CodeGen. Swagger says, hey, I need to pull Swagger. To pull the Swagger, it has to build the back end. So it crawls up your full stack. And if you change your back end, you'll start getting an error in your front end code automatically.
That's really cool. So this is what we had before. This was from our Deno, but we should be able to import this from, I guess it's the same name.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what the TS config path for it is, but generated .NET API types. And to do might be TODO and with a lowercase d.
Oh no. Find turn casing on. To do.
Yeah. There you go.
There we go. Did that do it? All right. Now nxgraph away.
Yeah.
There we go.
The really cool thing here is if you swap over from projects to tasks in the top left. Zach.
Projects to tasks.
Yeah.
And what do we want to target?
Choose build, and you want to target only your front end.
Okay.
To do under app projects, right?
There it is.
Yeah, so if you run build on to do, we can see all the way at the bottom that it depends on .NET API build.
Yeah.
And because of that, if you've changed a model class in your C#, your front end build fails. So that means it fails on CI. That means you don't have, hey, we changed the back end, the front end's broken now. What the hell, guys, right?
Yeah.
That's all handled on CI now as an atomic unit. Your whole system, is type safe.
Wouldn't you have something where you could actually potentially be creating new interfaces that should get committed but end up not getting committed inside of CI?
No,
Am I missing
no,
something?
you could add a check that was something along the lines of
Make sure there's nothing.
make sure there's no new files written.
Yeah.
Anything like that. On the other side of the hand, you could argue that, hey, if there's new interfaces that aren't used, it doesn't matter if they're not committed.
Yeah. Yeah, this stuff is really neat. Especially like, well, I mean, part of the reason I like the stack I like is because it's TypeScript all the way through. But in the absence of that, I feel like having something like this where you can actually have those types reliably generated, because like there's no manual process in that actually.
No, not at all.
This is all we didn't do anything to write the types. We just wrote our you saw it. We struggled through writing all this.
Yeah.
And there was no secondary manual thing on top of this that said, hey, here's actually the types for this. It's just, I guess this is built into the .NET framework, I guess, to be able to create the Swagger format from this, and then from Swagger format to TypeScript. I imagine you didn't write that yourself, right, Craig?
I wrote the generator we're using that goes from OpenAPI to TypeScript. I did write.
You did write? Okay,
I did write that one.
I would have assumed this is all Microsoft stuff. Like they
if
would
you
have
pass
something.
If you pass the use nx plugin OpenAPI flag, then it's not one I wrote.
Right,
but
right.
The simpler one is one that I wrote. One last demo that we could do that's really quick, that would be really cool to show, is if you change a type in that to-do.cs file.
Yeah, the to-do, this one with the class,
like
with the
change completed to
is completed
to a string.
Okay, string.
Or just make it is completed. Either way, it's up to you.
Is this how you do it?
Yeah.
Here, I gotta change these things to C#.
Sure, that'll be perfect too.
Excellent.
So
now
sure
we just run build.
You probably need to actually fix the build errors in your API first. So like in to do controller.cs.
To do controller CS. Oh yeah. This is all
you'll have some build errors from where you just changed those types. It's not going to be very many at all. You can remove the console write line.
Yeah. Let's kill.
On your finds, ID needs to be uppercased.
Yeah. Finds ID. Anything else?
On your completed needs to be is completed. On line 37.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to programmatically find. Okay. And then completed could help if I could type well.
Yeah, completed will change to is completed.
Let's just grab all .completed. Okay, there's only a few of them.
Yeah, there's only the two.
It's completed. There you go.
And then you do still have the IDs on line 44.
How did my find not?
You typed is instead of ID.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're good. You asked.
All right. So now we do nx build, and then we just
to do.
We don't want to do to the top level one, right?
Yeah,
so
to do.
Just to do. So
this is if you were running your build. For
wait. I got to do it my way, Gregory. You know how I like to do this. Run many. Run many -- target -- projects. There we go.
Yeah.
Now we can see us going through the dependencies as we go.
And while this runs, I'm going to answer Den_DB's question here.
Yeah.
So as far as known limitations for nx.net, the only real limit you're going to butt up against is that you can only use .NET Core, which is also the same thing as .NET 5, 6, 7, and so on. Microsoft isn't releasing .NET Framework anymore, so it's kind of a legacy thing at this point. Did build actually pass there?
Yeah, it did.
Why?
Was it not supposed to?
I would not have expected it to.
Why not? What did we do wrong?
Let's check your types. But anyways, what I was saying is you're not going to really run up any limitations on our side other than we don't support .NET Framework projects.
Mm.
So it did run the code gen target. What's your TypeScripts look like for those types?
Inside of here, so inside of our types interfaces to do. This thing get updated.
That's updated. Yeah, it is. It's completed.
Oh, the capitalization.
I bet you never actually reference completed like that, do you? Like,
inside
do you do a dot
client?
completed? Yeah.
Completed. I do not.
Because all the toggles are.
And I bet elsewhere where I use my interface, I bet elsewhere I actually do use them in the UI. I'm sure of it, because like we need it for that checkbox. But there, it's getting imported from the other location.
Yeah, there it's still getting imported from the other location. So that's what it is. We've seen that the types got updated. If the TypeScript was referencing those types, it would have failed.
Yeah. So like our to-do list here. I think we update.
Yeah, see, that's still the other model.
Mm-hmm. Add this in with our to-do and grab all of these to-do. And now, now we go to red.
Yeah, and now we have red flags in here. And that's really cool, right? Like, I mean,
yeah,
we theoretically only changed the back end and we got a build error on the front end.
Well, let's see it now. We could do it again. I guess we don't really need to see it because we saw the reds, but
now
we can demonstrate the awesome caching that just happened there because all we changed was it passed again.
It did pass again.
I bet we're using Vite, and that won't do a type check.
Oh, yeah, vite.config.ts is in there.
Yep.
If you were running type checking, you would have got a type error there. Yep. And ideally, even if you're using Vite, you would have a type check step somewhere in your CI process.
Yeah. I guess build probably would be dependent on that, but there should be something in there. I don't think you would have like a type check step in here by default. But there should be one.
Yeah, but there definitely should be.
Yeah, what I've seen a lot of people do now in like open source is they use like TSUp to create their JavaScript files from their TypeScript, and then they just run TSC as like a lint step almost.
Yeah.
To just check if the
people are doing some interesting stuff out there for sure.
You don't like that? I think it's kind of cool.
It's cool. It's interesting. I think it adds complexity, but I'm not saying anything bad about it. You know.
Gotcha. Well, we had a fun time here.
Hey, we got there.
Interesting Rosetta errors, but we got here. Yeah. So we're able to add a .NET now to our list of projects that are our list of APIs, completely redundant APIs. So that was cool. But the cool thing I think is just showing off how easy this stuff is to working with .NET. Thanks to
especially
Gregory.
If you know the .NET.
What's that?
Especially if you know the .NET.
Yeah. That would help, right? If you know that piece of it. But yeah, like thanks to Gregory and all the folks working on there. We saw the contributors earlier, but everyone working at nx.net. It's really cool to see that take off. I think Gregory, you're heading up most of it, but nice to see like there's over a dozen contributors now.
Yeah.
So people are coming around it.
It works perfectly.
It works. Yeah. That's one of the benefits of having Gregory on the core team and also maintaining his own plugin.
Yes, the way that works within nx.net, because there's not like a lint step, like a traditional lint step, is that it's a pre-build task.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll get a build time error.
Very cool. Well, I had a good time, Gregory. I did enjoy writing .NET more than I enjoyed writing Java. I'm sure a lot of this is just me being like, oh, I don't know what's going on. Right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was all right.
I really like C#. It's just been so long since I've got to seriously use it that a lot of the muscle memory is gone.
Right.
but it's a lot of fun. I like C# a lot.
Very cool. Yeah,
It's
I'm
my
still
pet language.
I still just feel so betrayed though by let me find it. It's one line that just threw me.
Oh,
And
the name of operator.
yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it's worth the keyword. It makes some sense, but it definitely goes against the rest of it.
Yeah. It just felt so betrayed by this. All
You can think of name
lowercase.
of and type of as somewhat similar, like type of
Yeah.
and TypeScript.
Yeah, but I mean if it's going to be a keyword, I expect different syntax than it's just looking like a function.
Yeah.
So between the two of those things, I just utterly confused. But let's wrap it up on that note. On my failure and my pain. That's a good note to wrap it up on. Really cool stuff. Thanks for coming by, Gregory, and showing this
Yeah.
off. And thanks everyone for showing up. It was cool to see everyone in here contributing as I struggle bust through this. So cool. Well, we'll see y'all next week. Next week we've got Dominic from TanStack Query coming on. We're going to talk about some of the stuff we've been using NX inside of TanStack, and then just TanStack stuff too, which we're using TanStack. We didn't look at it much here, but it's getting used in this project right now. So cool stuff there. But yeah, we'll see y'all next week. Peace.